What's going on, everybody? Icosiel here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing an opinion video, and I want to talk about what's going on with Phase 2, and is it really killing classic World of Warcraft? Well, what evidence do we have of that? Well, we've got big-time streamers like Asmongold and Swifty who are going to be leaving Faralina, the streamer server. I know Swifty, at the time of making this video, I know he has already stated that he has left. He made that decision and he's already moved his tune. As for Asmongold, I don't know. I don't know if he's actually left. I don't know if he's left the server as of yet. But the fact that he's thinking about it has a lot of people scratching their heads, right? And people are wondering just what the heck is actually going on in Classic, and his Phase 2 just screwed up everything. We also have other big-time streamers and content creators like Nixium and Tips Out who are now playing more incognito. They've got tunes now on different servers that they play while they're not streaming, and they're having a lot more fun with that than they were streaming. And that kind of makes sense. Back in 2004 and 2005, we didn't have streaming. We didn't have thousands of people watching them and thousands of people trying to gank them. So if they're on streaming and they've got all these people around them, is that truly the authentic classic World of Warcraft experience? Probably not. And that's what they're missing. And they're kind of realizing, eesh, you know, how do I have that enjoyment again? Well, that's how you have it. You go incognito and you just become one of the masses, one of the many average players that are out there, just exploring the world and having fun. So that's understandable, but is that a sign that classic World of Warcraft is in trouble and Phase 2 has absolutely killed Classic? No, not at all. That's just people wanting to have a good time again and try and get back that nostalgia and play the game as they remember. That's all that is. You know, we have the streamer server, Faralina, and it sounded great. It sounded great to have all the streamers on one server. Everybody was worried about if a big-time streamer was on your server, that it was going to cause all this chaos, and all their minions of viewers were just going to cause havoc if they were on another server. So streamers, you all go on one server and you better get over there. I'm a small-time streamer, and I actually had people telling me, like, hey, you better be on Faralina, you better not go on another server. It's like, no, I'm gonna do what the hell I want, right? So as I land here in EPL, I'm gonna try and get on another flight to go back, so we'll see if I get ganked here. And there you go. I'm not saying that I was supposed to get ganked there. But anyways, as I was saying, you know, now all of a sudden there's this big-time streamer server, and you've got thousands and thousands of people on there, and you got these queue times of 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, or however long it is. I'm not actually on there, so I don't know. You know, is that the classic experience on that server? Well, maybe the queue times, but I would argue that no, if you're on that server, you're probably not getting that authentic server experience or classic experience. Just because there are so many people on there and there's so many different events that are happening, and I would think that that's where really a ton of the Zerg raid parties are happening. So yeah, that is going to be a struggle if you're on any of those big time servers, Faralina, Herod, and others. So you got to take that into consideration. Now, what are the fixes to this? What are the fixes? Well, I guess some of the fixes, some people are suggesting that, well, we got to fix the faction imbalance. Well, will that fix everything? Yeah, I think that'll definitely help. But I think BGs might help in December on when they go live on December 10th. I think that'll definitely help, but the meta right now is pretty much that you're going to be making more honor or gaining more honor out in the world, slaughtering people by the hundreds. How much are you going to be able to get in a battleground? Well, you got to deal with queue times to get into the battleground. Might not win. There's a lot of different factors when you're going into battlegrounds. So the meta we might be seeing that change. So battlegrounds might not actually change things that much. So the jury's still out on that one, and I'm not fully convinced that that's really going to fix the issue. But back to the server faction balance. How do we do that? Right now, Blizzard they're restricting certain factions on certain servers from being able to go to another server. Is that really the answer? I would argue that it isn't. I've always been of the opinion that the more you try to arbitrarily fix something, the more problems you're going to end up creating. There's a lot of unknowns when you start messing around with stuff like that. So, I would think, and you can disagree with me on this if you want, but I would think it would be better to just open up. Everybody can change whatever server that they want. Maybe once you change, you can't do it for 3 months or something. But allow anybody to just go ahead and go to whatever server that they want. Yes, you will end up getting servers that are 80-20 or even 100-0. You will have some servers that completely die. But if it's open, if it's 100% open, well, people are going to go to where they need to. They're going to fix it themselves. And I would argue that it also won't take that long. We've seen it before. It tends to fix itself. Some people might be, not liking that too much. They don't want to jump servers. But what did you see on the private servers? A new server would come up, populations would just go straight to the new server, and then people would have to leave anyways. People naturally do it. So instead of trying to come up with all these crazy ideas of like, how do we get this faction or all the servers perfectly balanced? How are we going to do that? Let the community do it themselves. The community, well, I should say the individual players know where they want to play, what they want. So let them do that. And you might see a discrepancy there of like, well, okay, the individual player might know what he wants and knows where to go, but going back to the hashtag no changes and, phase, when we had the 4 phases and then they showed the 6 phases and everybody was like, hey, look, Blizzard's actually listening to us. And we were all super excited. Oh my God, we were so excited about the honor system and phase 2. And oh my God, that's going to be so exciting. And world PvP. Oh, that's what we want. But people didn't quite understand what might actually happen with that because, it was hashtag no changes, right? That's the way it was back in vanilla. That's the way it was back in 2004, 2005. No BGs, just world PvP. We remember it being a whole heck of a lot of fun, but classic, or I should say vanilla 2004 and 2005 is quite different from classic 2019-2020. Totally different. So there's different metas and whatnot, which I already went over. But what I'm getting at is you've got people who looked at those phases and were like, heck yeah, this is great. Not realizing that those words were going to come back to haunt them of you think you do, but you don't. And that's where we're at now with this. So I can see how you might look at that and go, well, that works here, but how does an individual know that that's really what he wants? Well, I think it's a little bit different when you're talking about what servers that you want to be on. People will end up realizing that if they're on a server that is 80-20, they're actually just on a PvE server, like I said. So, but does all this equate to classic World of Warcraft getting killed by Phase 2 and all of its issues? I would argue that no, there is still thousands, if not millions of people playing this game and are super excited about it, and more people are coming into play. We see that all the time. So, no, it's not. People are excited to play this game. People are excited about Battlegrounds coming up. People are excited about Phase 3. People are excited about a lot of things with Classic WoW. So, no. Classic World of Warcraft was not killed off by Phase 2, so you guys can go ahead and just relax on that one. Alright, anyways, I'm going to close this out. So, if you guys want to hear more opinion videos, please let me know. And if you want to share your opinions in the comments, please do so, whether you agree or disagree or think I'm absolutely full of crap. Go ahead and let me know. It's cool. I don't mind. So, anyways, hopefully I'll see some of you on my stream. I got some more videos coming up, and just relax. Watch where the game goes, and just get back to enjoying what Classic is, if you can, and you're not being ganked. Anyways, take care of yourselves, and I will see you all later.